and it sucked. You know, I wasn't good, but like I had to keep practicing and practicing and practicing. I gave it up for a little while, then I started again back when I was like 15 and started being able to kind of put songs together. And then I just was like, I'm starting to, I was never really good at much else, you know? So I don't know. Once I found out I was decent at something, I just kind of focused and just, you know, went for it.
That's interesting because I remember I was in a juvenile detention center and we heard we heard Rappers Delight. We said, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
How could it be? Because we heard it in the streets in our neighborhood, but we never thought it'd be on the radio.
Yeah.
And it was on the radio. We were like, "What the hell was that?" And we were just all blown away to see that our music was being played on the radio.
Yeah.
You know.
How about the fact that Rappers Delight was like a seven some odd minute song?
Yeah.
And the radio played it. They played it from top to bottom. Like,
it was so popular. It was all off the hook.
Mm-hmm. And then Nucleus jam on it.
Jam on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was like, yeah, I never really like got into rock and roll or R&B or blues or anything like that. I just like I'd listen to songs on the radio or whatever my mom was listening to in the car, but once hip hop came along, I just felt like, man, this is like, I don't know, I just was all in.
Yeah, hip hop was I just can't even imagine it. It gave you pride.
Yeah.
You know, like us being the prototype of hip hop. At the beginning of it, it gave us pride to know that our music, people talk the way we talk, was being on television, being on the radio and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gave us a lot of pride back then.
Yeah. And it's also like, it's just such a, if you think about like how hip hop from the start of it.
Well, I was there.
Yeah, and then it just like
police out in the front of every hip hop club. You got the whole New York police station out in front of the club.
Yeah.
It was just, and if you went to a hip hop club and you were marked, people say, "Oh, yes." Even in your neighborhood, hardcore bebop hip hop, and it's, what the fuck you fucking with those niggas for, Mike? That's what they used to say. What you fucking with them for? Even people in the neighborhood, what you fucking with them niggas for? But those was our people. All the criminals, the thieves, we all listened to hip hop. The money makers and everything, the killers, the robbers, all the fucking street urchins. We all listened to that. That's what we listened to. And as soon as we listen to, we enjoy it. But we surveying everything. We're looking at the people with the jewelry, the coats, the clothes, and looking nice. And then we're getting ready to get them after the club is over.
Yeah.
And that's just what hip hop was about. All the robbers and thieves would come in there, they enjoy the music, but after it was over, we going to rob.
Yeah.
And that's what hip hop was about.
Yeah. Once Breakin' came out, the movie Breakin', and then Crush Groove and Beat Street, man, it was like, it just put the whole culture of hip hop on the map in a place where you could see with the music. You know what I'm saying? You had the visual, and you had you know, graffiti.
You must say, "This is my way out." When you saw that, when
I didn't
getting good. You must say, "This is my way out."
When I started being able to put songs together, and I started like, figuring out like, well, I might be almost as good as that rapper. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep going, and then I start, I learned so much. Like I studied.
How old were you when that started?
Hip hop, the first time I heard anything, my Uncle Ronnie brought over a tape of the Breakin' soundtrack, and it had Reckless on it from Ice-T. Once upon a time, a DJ's task was just to play records. What more could you ask?
I know Colors.
Yeah. Colors was hard. My Uncle Ronnie started liking rap before I did, and then he kind of introduced me to it. And right around that time, I think the movie had just come out, and I saw the movie and I was like, yo, I love it. And it just, I don't know, it just spoke to me in a way that no other music had spoke to me before.
I understand that.
How old were you when you first started putting it out there? Like started rapping or doing rap battles?
Well, had a weird trajectory. Like I was afraid, like I was afraid early on, like 15, 16 years old. I was afraid that to go into any clubs or anything like that to say my raps because I felt like I wasn't good enough yet. So I had to get to a certain spot. And then I was trying to I was just making songs. And one day I got a call from my boy Proof, and he was like, yo, you need to come up to the hip hop shop. And I was like, what is the hip hop shop? And he's like, yo, just come to the hip hop shop, write something, come up here. And Proof, remember Proof, Nani? He ran shit in Detroit. We me and him came up together, and we came up rapping together, but he would kind of go do his own thing, and then I'd be working like at factories and stuff like that, and Proof was out there like on the grind, and he started making connections, and then he met Jay Dilla, Slum Village, and a lot of the early Detroit hip hop that was like exploding onto the scene. Like Proof was such a part of that, and I got a chance to, when I went to the hip hop shop, I was like, what the fuck? He was like, yo, I'll clear everybody out. I'll have like 10 people, right? And you rap in front of them, and if they don't like you, you know, they're gonna tell you they don't like you. if they do like you and they fuck with you, then you know. So I went there, I said the rap, I got some people jumping around and shit, and I was like, okay, this might be it for me. And then that's when we started having battles at the hip hop shop. And we was having like a battle every couple months or something. Yeah, every 2 or 3 months. But every Saturday, I would make sure that I didn't have to work till 4 o'clock because I was going to the hip hop shop every Saturday. So every Saturday for me was, and this is early 20s, was St. Andrews Hall on Friday night. Saturday, hip hop shop. Tuesday, Ebony Showcase.